channel. So I'd like to talk to you about how you can thrive through the struggle. Have you ever thought sometimes life seems to throw you far more lemons than other people? Your struggles seem far more than other people. You look around you and it doesn't look like other people go through as many issues or as difficult issues as you're going through. Well, a lot of us have, a lot of people have. You are not alone in that way of thinking. However, I want to talk about how you can help yourself thrive even through those challenges. You see, I've been there myself, and I've looked around me and looked at other people and thought, why don't they seem to be going through the same issues I'm going through? Why don't they seem to ever have as many issues as what I've faced? It seems like I've had far more struggles, far more troubles in life than other people. I've been there. That's certainly crossed my mind. But you know, I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, who seems to have far fewer issues in life. Things just always seem to fall into place, and she doesn't seem to ever have as many major issues or as many big issues. Life just seems to be a breeze. Wouldn't it be great if we could all live like that? Well, I began to observe my friend and I wondered, what's actually the difference? Why does life seem to go so well for her? I learned a few things that actually helped me and began to help me in my own life struggles. And I'm sure you'll find them helpful in your own life. Okay, so number one, perspective. Maintaining the right perspective. I realized that she maintained the right perspective always. There is so much power in having a positive attitude. You see, when struggles come, when troubles come, she keeps the right perspective. What that means is problems don't become bigger than what they are. It doesn't give room for situations to blow up and become bigger than what they are. Does it avoid the big issues of life? No, it doesn't. But what it does is, with all the smaller issues, she is not busy piling up a list of problems for herself, a list of issues, so that when she does have to face the big stuff, she hasn't already had so many other things she has piled up against herself as issues that she's dealing with. So maintaining the right perspective is absolutely key. Now, even in the problem that you are facing, if you keep the right perspective about that situation, then you will find that you will get through that situation a lot better, a lot easier. Does it get you out of the situation? Not necessarily so. However, it helps you deal with the situation easier. It helps you get out of it much better than you would have done if you just lost perspective of the situation. Sometimes you look and you find that there are other people going through the same struggle, and yet they are managing it a lot better. It often comes down to perspective, how you see yourself, how you see the world, how you see your situation. Because you know what? The world owes us nothing. It owes us absolutely nothing. And so when we decide to gain the right perspective about the situation, we will find that we are able to go through it much better and much easier than we would if we maintained a negative or an unhelpful perspective. The second thing is worry. Worry will absolutely steal your peace. It will steal your joy. You see, when you worry about whatever situation you're going through, it's taking away the opportunity for you to find a reasonable solution. And even if a solution is presented or presents itself, worry will constantly try to find why that solution won't work. It will constantly find a way to keep you in the problem that you're in. Worry will not help. It has never helped. It has never resolved a problem. In fact, it actually magnifies the problem. Worry convinces us that there is no solution to the problem. It convinces us that there's no way that something will work. It convinces us that what we are currently facing is what we will continue to face. It says to us that this is our end. Worry introduces fear. Worry works with fear. And so when you're worried, or when we worry, our outlook is affected. And it means that we can no longer see anything positive. We can no longer see a hopeful outcome. So choose not to worry. Instead, seek out wisdom. What is the wise thing to do? Get wise counsel about your situation. The next tip is change your attitude. Your attitude towards a problem can determine how long you go through that problem, how long you stay in it. It can also determine how hard the issue is for you to deal with. If you train yourself to develop a positive attitude in spite of the situation, you will find that as you go through those problems, it is much easier to deal with them. You will find that it also helps you protect the very things that will keep you going, like your peace, like your faith, like perspective. So change your attitude about the problem. Determine to have a positive outlook in that situation. Tip number 4, decide to live on purpose. Live life on purpose, because you will have struggles. The person next to you will have struggles, but it's up to you. You can sit and complain about those problems, or you can choose to see the good that is going on in your life and magnify that. And as you do so, it will allow you to live in a positive space. It allows you to actually open doors as well to the more positive things in your life. No, it might not resolve the situation, but it will certainly make it easier for you to go through that situation. There will be times of joy, times of happiness, sadness, times of plentiful, and there will be times of less. There will be times of lack. There will be times of trouble, times where we go through difficulty. So decide to live life purposefully, no matter what you are going through. Decide to embrace and appreciate what it is you do have. Decide to look around for what is good that is going on in your life. A lot of people will share that they do gratitude journals. That is one of the most powerful things that you can do to help change your attitude, to help change your perspective, and to help you live life on purpose. Because what that does is it highlights the positive things in your life. And as you magnify what is good, it draws more of that into your life. And it actually minimizes the things that are negative, the things that are bad, or at least it removes their power in your life because you're no longer focused on those things. So living life on purpose is also about really being aware of what conversations am I having? Am I spending time complaining about my situation? And if I am, is that really resolving the situation for me? Or is it just leaving me feeling miserable, leaving me feeling worse? Or if I feel great in the moment because I've aired my frustrations, in the long run, has it actually helped me? Has it actually been of any benefit to you? Because the reality is, when we complain, we remain in the situation that we are complaining about. So when we decide not to complain, but decide to fill ourselves with things that are good, we decide to surround ourselves with healthy things, positive things, then we allow room in our lives for those good things to expand and to draw better things into our lives, even through the struggle. We make things easier for ourselves. So with gratitude is really tied in that spirit of praise, that spirit that praises and gives thanks with a grateful heart. Praise is a door opener for blessings. Praise really helps us get to breakthroughs as well. It really helps us gain the right perspectives, but sees us through our struggles in strength. Praise also helps us to retain our joy. And when we have our joy, it means that we are able to thrive. We're able to go through that struggle in strength, because the joy of the Lord is our strength. When we are joyful, we go forth in strength. But when we wallow in self-pity, when we sit and worry, it draws strength away from us. It takes strength away from us. And so it makes our load heavier. It makes our situations feel a lot heavier and a lot more difficult than what they otherwise would be. Tip number 6, guard your heart above all else. Your heart is where all your issues come from. Everything you are going through in life, everything you are facing, everything you have ever faced has to do with what's going on within. There is some connection between your life situation and what's going on inside. There is always a link. That's a video for another day. But understand this. It's absolutely crucial to guard your heart above everything else that you do. You see, when you've decided that you will thrive, when you've decided that you want to thrive through the situation, guarding your heart becomes important, because there will be all manner of things going on around you. There will be all manner of opinions that you hear. Though everybody, when you are going through a situation, everybody wants to have their say. Everybody wants to tell you what they think, what they believe, how you should handle the situation. Everybody wants to have their say. This is the most important time for you to guard your heart. Ensure that you are getting wisdom, you are getting counsel from the right place, and not just people's thoughts and ideas. Because do you know what? Everybody is trying to figure something out. There is not one single person who hasn't got something they're trying to figure out. So it's very important to guard your heart and make sure that what you are getting is wisdom. You don't have to listen to everything that everybody has to say. And you don't have to watch everything here, there, try and get advice from everyone. No, get wisdom, get wise counsel. Guarding your heart is also about guarding that joy, ensuring that you maintain your joy. It is about guarding that peace. Whatever you do, don't let anything in life destroy or steal your peace. So guard your joy, guard your peace, and really guard your mind as well, because you cannot allow things to temper with your mind, your mindset, your joy, your peace. You need all this to continue in battle. You need all these to thrive. You need the right mindset. You need to have a sense, a spirit of joy about you for your strength. You need your peace, because without peace comes confusion. Without peace, you have struggle. Guarding your heart is also about not allowing yourself to be troubled. Scripture says, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So don't let your heart be troubled, and don't let it be afraid. Do not worry. Do what helps you not indulge with fear, not indulge in fear. Tip number 7. Take every situation in isolation. I've often come across people who will say, oh, this has happened to me, and this year this happened, that year that happened, that year that happened. And they literally take all their life's issues and put them in one. Of course, that will make life daunting. Of course, that will make your life experience negative, and it will make your load far heavier than what it actually is. So take things in isolation. If you bump your troubles all in one, that is what you will get, a troubled life. However, when you take things in isolation, it really allows you to put things in perspective. But I also like to look at it this way. Yes, I went through those things. I faced this issue, I faced that issue, I faced this, but look, this is how far I've come. Yes, I faced that situation, but look how far I've come. Yes, I went through that, but look how far I've come. So instead of looking at all my situations and looking at the negative out of it, choose to see what you gained from it. Don't put everything in one. Your struggles will actually be places of victory for you. Your struggles, it's almost like you had a struggle, but you've put a flag in that spot where you conquered. That's how you ought to look at life. That's how you ought to look at those struggles. Did things go as I had planned? Did things come out the way I had hoped? No. But what did I learn? What did I gain from the experience? Because there's always something to be gained. So take things in isolation and draw the good from every situation. Tip number 8. Never compare yourself to another person. Never ever compare yourself. You see, when it comes to comparison, we look at ourselves. We know everything we've been through. We know all our struggles. We know every positive thing in our lives. Sometimes we don't have sight of it because we're so focused on the negative. But we know the positives, and we have a good picture of the negative, of the struggles, of everything that is wrong with our lives. And then we look at another person. We see the good. We see what they want us to see. We see the positive. We see the good. Hardly ever see the bad. When we're in the struggle, honestly, our eye isn't on the negative that somebody else is going through. We often can't really see it. And even if we could, a lot of times people don't show us their struggles. They don't show us the negative they're going through. So we look at our own pain, our own struggles, our own failures, and we compare ourselves to the next person. But the thing is, we don't know that person's struggles. We don't know where they've been. We don't know what they've been through to get to where they are. And we don't know what they're going through right now. We only see the gloss. We only see the good. We only see what we think is, wow, look at their life. Things are going so well. I just lost my job. And my neighbor just bought a car. Wow. But what we don't understand, what we don't know is they might have got it on credit. What we don't know is how much in debt are they? And even if they were not in debt, the reality is it's only when you begin to live someone's life or when they tell you their story that you realize, maybe my life is actually better. So do not compare. You've had it said, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison will steal from you. You have no idea what somebody else is going through. You have no idea what they have been through. Don't compare your life to them. You are not walking the same path. You are not facing the same challenges. You might be living on the same street. You might have the same, you might have grown up in the same house, but everything is different. I mean, you will know, if you've got siblings, you will know you grew up in the same house, you had the same parents, but somehow you were different. Somehow, even your upbringing is different. That's because you are a different person. You have different perspectives. You have a different approach to life. You have different personalities. So even the way you are parented is different. So never ever compare yourself. It will only lead down the drain. It will not lead to a good place. Rather, look at what is good in your life. Remind yourself of all the positives as you go through those struggles. Look back, make an account. If you're going to look in the past, make an account, a record of what is good that I have to draw from. I've come through this, I've come through that. God sent me through this, He's sent me through that. And so I know because of that, I know I can come through this. That is how you thrive through the struggle. Now, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts and comments about how you go through your struggles. What things you find help you go through your trials and your tests and come out in strength. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't already subscribed, Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. Thank you so much for watching.